Hey guys, Headshot here with my first deck tech. This is my mono black with vampires deck, and it's pretty aggressive, and it is a modern deck. But we're running 23 swamps. It's mono black, so you don't need anything else really. 23 works out a good number. You don't really get mana flooded or mana screwed. And we have 4 pulse trackers. Pulse tracker being a very reliable one drop. I mean, essentially it's a 2/2 for 1, because your opponent instantly loses life when he attacks. Then 2 tragic slips, good removal for 1 mana, giving something -13/-13 is just amazing, and it's a way to get through indestructible creatures. Then we have 4 gatekeeper malakir, kind of essential in any vampire deck. I mean, it's got a great 2-for-1 ability. I mean, it's a 2/2 body, but you can still pay an extra black and make someone sack a creature. So usually you're always paying it for 3 mana to get rid of shroud creatures and whatnot. Then we have 2 go for the throats. Go for the throat, pretty self-explanatory, just 2 mana kill spell. 2 vampire hexmages. Vampire hexmage, it's a 2-for-1. I mean, it's a 2/1 for strike, but if they play like a planeswalker or something, you can just sack the hexmage and instantly kill the planeswalker. Or you can move all level up counters from something, or just all +1/+1 counters. Now scavenge is a thing. Then we have 1 Calastria, kind of just a better version of Blood Artist, in my opinion, because it's a 2/2 for 2. Whenever it or another vampire you control dies, you just pay it black, and target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. So it's very effective and makes your opponent think twice before killing one of your guys. 1 Feast of Blood, only 1 because it's a little situational in that if you don't have 2 vampires you can't cast it. But when you do, which you usually do, you just destroy a creature and gain 4 life, which is awesome because it slows down burn decks and really reliable. And we have 1 Consume Spirit. You might be wondering why we're running this, but essentially it's another way to win the game besides just beating down your opponent. So, I mean, with lots of the crazy cards out there in Modern, you do need a second win condition besides just attacking every turn, so that's why we're running that. Then we have 3 Phyrexian Arenas. Phyrexian Arena is really good in this format because it's got great card advantage, and your opponent's only drawing 1 card and you're drawing 2 cards every turn, so really gets you a good card advantage from that. Then we have 4 Vampire Nighthawks, kind of self-explanatory. It controls the board while it's out. 2/3 flying, death touch, lifelink, really nice body creature. Then we have 3 Vampire Nocturnuses, kind of the badass of this deck. Like, since it is a mono black deck, usually top card is black unless it is a swamp. But we have 1 regular and 2 of the promos from M13, but just giving all your vampires +2/+1 and flying, which is good evasion. It can win you the game on turn 4 if you have a lot of guys out, which has happened to me. And we have 2 Bloodline Keepers. Bloodline Keeper, kind of the same thing. I mean, he's got flying, but he makes 2/2 flying vampires every turn, which is awesome. And once you transform him into a 5/5 with flying, he has the same ability to make those vampires, but he also gives all your vampires +2/+2, which is just incredible. 1 Temporal Extortion, 4 mana to take an extra turn unless an opponent pays half their life total. So really good, really nice card. I mean, half the time you do get that extra turn because your opponents don't always want to lose half their life, especially if they're playing like a life gain deck. 1 Lash Wraith, really nice card, and it is a mono black deck, so it makes your swamps like worthwhile. And what I often do is play the Nighthawk turn 3. If I have Lash Wraith, you play that turn 4, pay 4 life, and then you give your Nighthawk just +4/+4, and then swing in, gain a bunch of life, and then every turn you're playing those swamps, making your guy bigger. And we have 2 Malakir Bloodwitches. Malakir Bloodwitch goes along with the Consume Spirit, how you can just drain your opponent's life as soon as it hits. Sometimes you may be able to get that turn 5 win if you have a lot of guys out, and then you just drop that. Really nice, got good evasion with protection from white and flying, and can gain you a lot of life in multiplayer games. 1 Bloodlord of Vaasgoth, really good late game creature, and this one is foil, but just giving all your creatures Bloodthirst 3 is just amazing. It's so good, and on his own he's a 6/6 flying for 5, so he's really nice. Soren Markov, really nice planeswalker, kind of controls the field. Really good in multiplayer games and stuff, but he's got that +2 ability just to which gets him a lot of loyalty and can really help you out just killing creatures every turn. And then -3, you can make someone's life total instantly become 10. Usually if you hit the -7 taking someone's turn, you can win the game off that, so that's really good. One Massacre Wurm, which is the only non-vampire creature in the deck. We're running Massacre Wurm just because there's a lot of like Tempered Steel decks in Modern and just like white human decks where just they ramp as many creatures or token decks. And once you play him, you can kill all those creatures that they've been making and whatnot. You can oftentimes just kill them instantly turn 6, which is really good. Finally, we have Chancellor of the Dross. Big bulky creature, 6/6 flying lifelink for 7, but if he's in your opening hand, you can reveal him. And then each opponent loses 3 life and you gain life loss. So if it's like a 4 player, you start at 29 life, or even if it's a 1v1, having 23 over your opponent's 17 is really nice. And then moving into sideboard, we have 2 Doomblades to sub in for Go for the Throat if they're playing an artifact deck. 2 Vampire Hexmages. We could add 2 more to make a playset if we're versing like Esper, Control, Planeswalker or something. Pretty much just Planeswalker or level up decks. 1 Elixir of Immortality against mill decks or even against like burn decks if you need to gain life. 1 Tendrils. I sub this in against burn decks so that I can gain a whole bunch of life because it's at instant speed. So they could be like, I don't know, lightning bolting you for the win, and then you pop Tendrils and gain like 6 life or however much swamps you have. 1 Duress. If I do need more Duresses and more Elixirs, but the Duress, pretty much if there's a deck that relies on 1 card, you play the Duress and you can just get rid of that 1 card and shut down your opponent's deck entirely. So thanks, that has been my Mono Black Death by Vampires deck. Like, subscribe, and there will be lots more videos to come, so subscribe now.